When we think about the James family, the first name that comes to mind is LeBron, the basketball legend who has dominated the NBA for nearly 2 decades. But what about his son, Bryce James? While the spotlight often shines on Bronny, LeBron's older son, Bryce, has quietly been making his own strides. And there's a scary truth about his future that many people are completely overlooking. Recently, Bryce made a major announcement. He's committed to play basketball for Arizona University. This is a huge move for a 17-year-old. But what's really fascinating, and a bit unsettling, is the way fans and analysts are overlooking some important details about Bryce's development. Bryce's journey isn't just a matter of genetics. Despite the impressive 6 feet 6 inches frame and athleticism that's almost a given in James' family, what people aren't talking about enough is the fact that Bryce has a longer wingspan than his older brother Bronny. This gives him a natural advantage in terms of defense and reaching shots, and it could be the key to unlocking a different kind of potential that's often overlooked. But does anyone ever talk about this? Why are we so quick to compare him to Bronny and his legendary father? Yes, Bryce has been constantly compared to LeBron and Bronny, but there's something that many fans are missing when they do this. It's not just about the legacy of LeBron James, it's about Bryce's own identity and the incredible pressure that comes with living up to such high expectations. While Bronny's journey has been in the spotlight, Bryce has often flown under the radar. But this is changing rapidly as Bryce prepares to step into the college basketball scene, and the pressure to live up to his family's legacy is real. This isn't just a sports story. This is a young man navigating one of the most complex situations in the world of athletics. He's not just playing basketball, he's playing in his father's shadow, while also trying to carve out a path that's distinctly his own. And that's where the real story lies. Who is Bryce James without the comparisons to his father or brother? Let's take a step back. Bryce recently committed to Arizona, which has shaken up the college basketball world. But instead of focusing on this incredible achievement, many are still obsessed with asking whether he's as good as his dad, or if he'll ever live up to the hype. It's time to address this directly. Bryce is already showing us something special. He has more to offer than just being LeBron's son. His skills are developing in a way that's tailored to his own game. He's not just another version of Bronny. Bryce has his own flair, a unique physicality, and an edge that sets him apart. Bryce's wingspan, which is longer than Bronny's, could very well be his secret weapon. This gives him a greater reach, allowing him to cover more ground on defense and finish around the rim more effectively. While Bronny has his own impressive qualities, Bryce's physical traits make him more suited for an entirely different kind of game. When compared to his father, LeBron's explosive playstyle and incredible basketball IQ are legendary, but Bryce doesn't need to mimic LeBron. He has the potential to create his own legacy by building on the tools and natural advantages he's been given. The reality, however, is much more complicated. Bryce is expected to live up to the incredible success of his father. LeBron James has dominated the NBA for years, but Bryce isn't in the same place LeBron was at his age. He's not just trying to make a name for himself, he's trying to figure out who he is under the microscope of public expectation. This isn't just a basketball journey, it's a journey of self-discovery in the face of relentless scrutiny. And while Bryce seems calm and composed in the face of it, the truth is, the pressure is unlike anything most athletes will experience. To truly understand Bryce's unique position, we have to examine how the basketball world functions. College programs like Arizona demand unwavering dedication, requiring young athletes to perform at their peak while balancing academics and personal lives. For someone like Bryce, this pressure is doubled. His every move is dissected by fans, recruiters, and critics alike. However, what many don't realize is that this level of scrutiny often forces young athletes to grow up faster than their peers. Bryce is not just learning basketball strategies, but also grappling with how to handle the emotional, mental, and social challenges of being in the spotlight. There's a scary truth behind all this. Mental health in athletes under immense pressure isn't something that's talked about enough. From a young age, Bryce has been constantly compared to LeBron, his father, and his brother Bronny. This isn't just about basketball performance. This is about identity. Can Bryce live up to the expectations of being LeBron James' son? Will the mental strain be too much for him? And perhaps most importantly, can he find his own identity? Bryce is on the verge of something big. His commitment to Arizona is a major step, but it's also a window into his future.
James, the one and only, the king from Cleveland. How tall you is? How tall you? 6'6". How tall you? Hey, I ain't playing around. How tall you?
6'2".
6'2", dang, you 15 years old, 6'2". dang. About 6'11" when you came out the womb, my boy. Yes, sir.
He could be part of a team that competes at the highest level, making a name for himself in college basketball before even entering the NBA. But as fans, we need to stop comparing him to his father and start appreciating Bryce for who he is. This leads to another important aspect, the physical toll of becoming a professional athlete.
Bryce side, obviously he had the growth spurt, but now his game is starting to catch up with the growth spurt. But it's all about just putting in the work. And that's all that matters. At the end of the day, you just put the work in and live with the results.
Bryce's height and athleticism make him a standout. But at 17, his body is still growing and adapting to the demands of high-level basketball. Overworking too early or pushing beyond limits could lead to injuries, a common issue for young athletes in high-pressure environments. His father, LeBron, has been incredibly durable throughout his career, but even he hasn't escaped injuries entirely. Bryce is still developing, and the pressure to perform at such a high level could set him up for long-term challenges if not managed properly. Moreover, social media adds another layer to the equation. In today's world, athletes like Bryce face constant judgment, not just on the court, but also online. Every move he makes is analyzed, critiqued, and compared. Unlike LeBron, who didn't have to deal with this level of digital scrutiny at Bryce's age, Bryce is growing up in an era where there's no escaping the spotlight. Every dunk, every missed shot, every highlight reel comes with an avalanche of opinions. This kind of pressure has been linked to mental health struggles in young athletes, and Bryce isn't immune to these challenges. Fans often forget that behind the highlights and headlines is a teenager who's still figuring out his place in the world. Bryce's journey isn't just about basketball, it's about growing up under the harshest spotlight imaginable. He's not just playing the game, he's also carrying the weight of an entire legacy on his shoulders.
Bryce James.
What makes Bryce's story so compelling is the unanswered question. Will he thrive under this pressure and carve out his own legacy, or will the weight of expectations prove too much? The potential is undeniable. Bryce has the tools, the talent, and the opportunity to become something great. But what the world needs to realize is that greatness takes time. Bryce isn't LeBron, and he isn't Bronny, he's Bryce James, and that's more than enough. As Bryce embarks on his journey at Arizona University, all eyes will be on him. But instead of constantly comparing him to others, let's take a moment to appreciate what makes him unique. Bryce James is more than just a name. He's a player with his own story, his own challenges, and his own path to greatness. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more updates on Bryce James and his incredible journey to Arizona, and stay tuned for more exclusive insights into the world of college basketball and beyond.